Sewing room. Okay. My father was a drill sergeant during Vietnam. If you can imagine, you may not be as old as I am, but The Great Santini is a movie from the mid-70s, and also Full Metal Jacket, which Hermie, the drill sergeant in that, if you take both of those guys and put them together, that was my dad. That's who he was. That's what I was born into. So, and we lived just right off base. But he lived a lot of times on base and with his squadron of young men that he's training. When I say my father was a sadistic psychopath, it doesn't bring me pleasure to say that. It's simply the analysis I've come to understand. This is what I was dealing with. He would, in uniform, out of uniform, on base, off base, he would steamroll people. He would take opportunities to take pot shots at people. He would provoke, especially young men that did not fit his paradigm, which is his acceptable, whatever he deems acceptable. And it was not like a bell curve. It was like this. He was a drill sergeant, and they have a very tiny paradigm of what they would accept. So he's doing this in his whole life, and this is the parenting style that he adopted. All right. So I say all that to say, now, we were taken on base to eat Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners while my father was drilling young recruits. My mom had to bring us, and we would sit and watch my dad from the vehicle as a demonstration of his power. We did this. I remember one Thanksgiving watching an entire squadron of young fellas, this would have been the late 70s, come flooding in while he ate them up from behind and gave them all of 30 seconds to slop it out, stand, sit, and then swallow it down, and then ran them out the door. When these things, these were demonstrations of his power. This is who he is. This is what he does. My dad. Okay, so back to the story. Excuse me. The sewing room. It took me a long time to figure this out, but my father was on base all day, harassing, bullying, steamrolling. Back then, they could put hands on him, and believe me, he did. That wasn't enough for him, and I'm only speaking from my own experience here of what happened to me and what I witnessed with my own eyes. Except for the times that my father was on TDY, which is temporary duty, where he would go to local recruiting centers out of town for the weekend or 3 days, 4 days. We never had a break. And it was drill sergeant parenting all the time, at home. It was, let me just say, when I was 4 years old, I knew all about how to make hospital corners. And I knew all about quarters being bounced on the bed. I knew all about inspections. My dad would come into my bedroom with a metal trash can lid in the middle of the night, throw the lights on, making all this racket, bang, 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 just like in the movies, scare me half to death. Again, bang, 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 throw on the lights, yank off the covers, frighten me to death, and my siblings, right? I'm not the only one. But this is so traumatic. This is terrifying. I'm a little one. I'm little. I don't understand what's happening. I'm living in a state of fright all the time. And then he proceeds to rip my room into the hallway, bed, all of it. Just like you see in the movies, right? It's just an easy repeat for him. This is control and dominance. And he's a sadist, and he's getting off of it. Like, if you want to give a sadist the perfect job, right there it is. All the power in the world, no one's questioning you. So rips out my room, my sibling's room, does the exact same thing. This is his parenting technique. And he's like, you've got 3 minutes to put it back together. And my mom's freaking out, like trying to do what she can. But he is out of control. He's wrapped his arms around the Christmas tree and yanked it out of the plug and run it across the yard and over the back fence just to terrorize us, threw all the presents out with it. One of his favorite things to do was to just, if I got too close, oh God, he would grab me by the back of the shirt out of the air and throw me down, or flip me over, bare me naked, and just for no reason. All right, so he's on base all day, chewing people up all day long. Like, you would think it's enough, but it was never enough. My dad would come home from work. I believe now, looking back on the situation, he absolutely was looking forward to destroying us all day long. And what I mean by that is, my mom would warn us as he was on his way home, go across to the schoolyard, go down the street to your friend's house, go in the backyard. She would try to fan us out as far as she could for our safety and protection. She'd say, your daddy's on the warpath and he's on his way home. Get out of the house. And we would flee the house. And we would stay out until after dark, until she got him fed. And she thought she could satisfy him this way. But it was never enough. He always wanted to destroy innocence. And that's what he did. As we came filing in, or as he called us in, he would find something to provoke. He would look for something to destroy us over. And then, oh, well, again, another drill sergeant technique. If he forgot to flush the toilet, we were all marched into the sewing room. The sewing room was my mom's sewing room, supposed to be for sewing. It was our torture room. He marched us in there and lined us up by age, my oldest, my middle, and then me. I can't remember how long it was that he would yell at us and dress us up one side and down the other. I can't remember if it could have been 30 minutes, it could have been an hour, it could have been 30 seconds. I don't know. All I know it was torture. It lasted as long as he wanted it to. When he was done yelling at us and destroying us verbally, he started whipping us with a belt. And we were forced to show our behinds, our underwear, in front of each other. We were forced to experience each other's humiliation. And this was group torment of children. This was his favorite, I think, because he didn't just get 1 or 2, he got 3. And he was feeding off of the fear of all 3 of us. And it scarred all of us. I know it. I can only speak for myself. The humiliation was ridiculous. Again, another page ripped out of his drill sergeant handbook and applied to very small children. This doesn't work. It was destructive, aggressive, and, in my opinion, diabolical.